All right, joining me now are our Chief Congressional Correspondent Nancy Cordes and Chief White House Correspondent Major Garrett. Welcome to both of you. So much to unpack here.
Right.
Major, let's start with post-Helsinki and Russia here. You were there in Helsinki. Talk about Helsinki versus today.
Well, the cleanup continues, and they need a few more mops at the White House, but they're working on it. The president now says Vladimir Putin is responsible. It can't happen. It won't happen, making his most direct representation of the country that he cares about this issue, holds Putin responsible, and is at least, for the first time, decoupling something he's never decoupled before. Whenever he heard collusion, or rather he heard Russian meddling, he said, "You're calling me an illegitimate president. You're saying there was something wrong with my victory." He's been urged privately for months to decouple those. Say two things are true. You won and they meddled. Do something about the meddling. He's moving in that direction.
All right, Nancy, reaction from Capitol Hill is coming in now to what the president is saying this afternoon. What is that?
Well, there are many Republicans who say, look, he made a mistake in Helsinki. It wasn't his finest hour. He is now admitting that. Let's relax, as Ted Cruz put it. But there are Democrats, most of them, in fact, who think that this walk back is disingenuous, incomplete, and probably temporary. And frankly, many Republicans will tell you privately that they fear the same thing. Look, in your interview, you asked him, does he think that Putin is lying about meddling? He said, well, I don't want to say one way or the other whether he's lying. There are almost no members of Congress who would have any trouble at all saying, yes, of course Putin is lying, full stop. They wonder why this president can't do the same thing.
Major, he is trying to reinforce his support for Dan Coats, the Director of National Intelligence now. Why is that significant?
Because he undercut Dan Coats and the entire intelligence community in a foreign country standing next to Vladimir Putin. That sent, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say, shockwaves through the intelligence community, because when the president appeared to give at least equal, if not more weight to Putin's denials than his own intelligence community's assessment, that undermined them in a way that he has been told is harmful, not just to his future, but our future relations with foreign governments that helped provide intelligence that led to the indictments that forensically established so much that the Russians did in 2016.
Nancy, beyond, this is a 2-hour meeting, as we mentioned, in Helsinki. Beyond what the president says about it, he did say a bit today, and beyond what Vladimir Putin potentially says in the future about it, do we ever get more information about what was discussed in that meeting one-on-one?
Well, some Democrats are pushing for the interpreter, the American interpreter in that meeting, to come before Capitol Hill and testify. The chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Bob Corker, says he's looking into that. Most Republicans feel it is inappropriate. She's not a policymaker, and the State Department probably won't allow it. But members do want a lot more details.
And given a chance today, the White House, Sarah Sanders, did not rule it out. She was given that chance. She just said the State Department's looking into it. I thought for sure she would say absolutely not, but she didn't.
Interesting. Major Garrett, Nancy Cordes, thank you both very much.
Thanks.
We will have much more of my interview with the president tomorrow on CBS This Morning, and here on the CBS Evening News tomorrow, the president's thoughts about the 2020 election. He is definitely running. Which Democrat would he like to run against? Join us again tomorrow.